To bring in our political science professor and our analyst tonight from Lewis and Clark College, Ben Gaskin, for some perspective tonight. Ben, let's start with those money measures. The two big ones here, the gas tax locally and the homeless tax, passed overwhelmingly. Even though there's money problems in this age of pandemic, it didn't seem to affect the vote.
Right, and I was not as surprised with the gas tax because that represents a continuation of the status quo, something that Portlanders had already been kind of used to at this point. But for the homelessness tax, I was not really sure how that one would go. I think we saw a slightly smaller margin there, given the fact that it is a new tax and that there is some question about where that money is going and how it will be used. But it goes to show you that even again, in the midst of an economic and health crisis, Portlanders are willing to raise taxes to go towards things that they care about, whether it's addressing homelessness, rebuilding infrastructure and streets. Portlanders are willing to raise taxes for those causes.
Ben, let's talk about the Portland mayor's race. Ted Wheeler with the lead right now, but we still don't know if he'll face a runoff come November. As you look at these results, you and I had said earlier that possibly this crisis may have helped Wheeler because people don't necessarily want change in a crisis.
Exactly, and I think that probably helped to cover over some of the issues that may have worked against Ted Wheeler in the past, or some, angst against some of his actions. The fact that, again, when there is a lot of ambiguity going on and things are up in the air, sticking with the leadership you have is something that voters are more likely to do. And I think also the fact that there was no competitive Democratic presidential primary may have made it so that some of the progressive voters that may have supported Sarah Iannarone were not as enthusiastic or likely to participate. And so I think those two contextual factors definitely helped Ted Wheeler get above that 50% mark.
Hey, Ben, quickly, our last one, the Democratic race to be the nominee for Secretary of State, a close one tonight between Mark Hass and Shamia Fagan.
It is, yeah, and that was another one that I didn't know how that was going to go, with Shamia Fagan being a rising star in the Oregon Democratic Party, getting a lot of union support and financial support. But Mark Hass, I think, has that connection with Oregon Democrats and was seen as a safer choice for Secretary of State, perhaps someone who would be less partisan in that role. And it seems that if he does end up leading that race, that he will have a huge advantage to winning the general election in November.
Okay, Ben, we'll be checking back with you. Thank you so much. At last count, Mark Hass ahead by about 10,000 votes, but the night is still young. The vote's still coming in. Thanks, Ben.